This week, Parashat Bechukotai brings us to the final Parashat in the book of Vayikra. It's been quite a journey, interrupted with obviously Pesach in the middle. But if we're following along the weekly Torah readings from the very beginning of the book of Vayikra, we enter the world of Korbanot, not the awful English translation sacrifice. We're not giving anything up. Korbanot from the root Kuf Resh Bet Karav, come close, come be like me. Identify with me. And we've gone on this journey through unusual rituals that were performed once upon a time in the Bet HaMikdash, things that are difficult really for modern people to relate to, through to the world of food, which also creates discipline in the way we live our lives, and we come closer to Hashem. Many years ago, I found myself with a group of priests at a certain meeting, and when I unpacked my very pathetic, sad-looking kosher meal as opposed to their silver service hot buffet, one of the priests turned to me and said it so beautifully in a way that perhaps only those who are outside of our family of Jewish people would think about it. To me, the food you're eating is your covenantal food. It's the food that represents your relationship with Hashem. And of course, you can't eat the food we are eating, because that would be breaking the rules of your relationship with Hashem. And then finally, in the fulcrum of the book of Vayikra, Kedoshim to you, be holy people. Not angels, as the Kotzker Rebbe said. God's got enough angels, but holy people, ones that can regulate their lives with rules and barriers and not get carried away in the physical world. Very much live in the world, but not to get carried away. And then jumping to this week's parasha, in Bechukotai teilechu, the commentators are wondering, what is this verb teilechu? If you walk in my statutes, surely statutes are things to be kept, for things to be contemplated. But what is walking? Why the verb to walk? And so Rashi famously says, you should be amelim b'Torah. Delve into it. When you're learning Torah, it should be an effort. Put a bit of vavavum into our Torah study. Don't just take it easy and lie back and demonstrate that you're sort of doing it, but you're not really interested. The question we're all asking ourselves all the time is, how do we translate these ancient concepts into a modern world? How do we ensure that the next generation of Jews is inspired? We might be inspired, but how do we guarantee that? Our schools used to be sealed zones where there were only Jewish students in them. And now our schools aren't all locked places where you can guarantee that your children are going to be hanging out with people who have your same values. So how do we make sure? Because ultimately our children and the success of the next generation is on our shoulders, not somebody else's. So Rabbi Moshe Feinstein, writing many years ago, said, you know what the amelim, what this telech was all about? Is putting an effort. Put an effort into your mitzvot so that when people see you doing it, they go, wow, that must be something important. The person wants to do it. And it's not hard to give tzedakah. And if you've got lots of extra money, then that's not how you give, putting effort into tzedakah. Give it with a smile. Give it with a sense of, I've got a responsibility to look after people in society. It's not just me and my family. But if I've got extra, then I am responsible to look after other people. The more amilut, the more we journey with our Judaism and put a bit of effort into it, then Be'ezrat Hashem, God willing, the next generation will see that these values, this way of life is so important to us. So in everything that we do, let's guarantee that we're doing so with real passion and real pride. And that way, Be'ezrat Hashem, we will succeed in transmitting Judaism beyond our own selves into the next generation. Shabbat Shalom.